Andre still has to watch that game. I mean, it's really something. All all names noted. Oh no. We're in Dreamer's book. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, so now let me show off my... No, it doesn't work. What's the idea here? What's the idea here? Because after this, how does white prevent f7 sec? Well, let's find out. Let's find out together, everybody. Let's find out together. Check and then time travel? Is that what happens? I guess that's what happens, right? So like here, no, because you get to time travel. This check happens. Don't we have an f2 sec on turn 0 here? Well, okay, after the check we can't do that. So I mean, I guess that's the plan. But this seems bad because what do you do after, for example, something like this happens? You just move back? And then white has the development advantage because this transposes into what I would have done anyway, which was like d5 first. Yeah, this seems sketch. This seems sketch, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, so let's just play patiently here. I mean, maybe this really factors in. I think that we want bishop out here, and then I like pushing this. Although, I do really like the ideas of, okay, so pushes out here. We probably recapture with the knight, but we're just going to push this pawn, because I don't mind recapturing with this pawn either. Although maybe it does, there are some issues here. So if trade's all the way down, yeah. So maybe there's an issue with, if trade's all the way down, is this bishop travel worth it, do you think? But if trade's all the way down, then there's like a queen that has a line of sight down to here. So maybe that's the idea. Like if takes, nothing really happens. So I guess I'm actually not that worried about that. Maybe we do one of these, kick the knight. No, we don't want to uncover this, right? So what do we do here? How do we set up a punish? Right? Well, okay, so I guess takes, and then we open up this file and that's an issue. Maybe that's like the big scary thing. Am I reading the situation properly? I guess let's just play bishop out here. Moon first, sink later. Let's cover this so that this pawn isn't burdened by, you know, blocking this. Let's just do that. Didn't we analyze this together? We did analyze this a little bit together. No. The thing that we analyzed, Andre, was e3 to start. Is f7 sec? Yes, he meant f2. I'm translating that. Deadly. F2 sec on turn 0 is certainly deadly, but we can't do it because he's got the check. And I think we might lose there. I just tried to figure out forced mate. Oh, I think we analyzed c3 instead of bishop c4. And Semet was in the call, if I remember correctly. Let me try and remember. I'm not sure. I just tried to figure out force mate in a line that didn't matter. Now I think I'll go to sleep soon, actually. Wow. Yeah. It goes back the original Andre. I'm with you, Dreamer. What the fuck is going on here? Are you doing okay? Is this a cry for help, Andre? Andre, who has to prepare for exams, stole him? Dude, it's like, what, 2 a.m. there? Maybe 3 a.m. Wow. Quick, let's play some hand and brain. You know, lure him back to us. I think we're just gonna take here, man. I think we're just gonna take here. I think that you don't do anything fancier here because we don't open this file. We don't open this diagonal. I think this is better for us. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I feel well poised in this situation, especially as black. I think that we've probably equalized. I don't know. There may be tactics. Maybe like a knight into the mix is something that I should be afraid of. Maybe. Who knows? Now that this... Oh, wow. Queen out. Shit's getting serious, guys. Now, I kind of like knight out here. So that if there's... Well, okay. The problem is that the queen then doesn't... The problem is that the queen then doesn't see this pawn. So this has 2 attackers and 2 defenders, right? Oh, it has 3 defenders, but probably don't want to move this. But we could open up the possibility of moving this if we do this knight here, but I mean, that's scary for other reasons. Kicking this knight, yeah, it feels scary because then if like the trade down happens, we have to open up this. And I mean, that's scary for obvious reasons. This is a move. It feels a little bit too passive. This is a move. I don't know whether or not it's good. I don't want to move this. I don't want to move this. This is a move that seems a little bit passive, but actually I think affords us significant flexibility for the future. Where's this queen going is an interesting question. I think that we have to be careful. There's a possibility that we want to defend. There's an argument to be made for this. I think we'll drop the bishop back if we have to, but I do want to prevent... well, we've got a bishop here, so actually I'm not too worried about travel shenanigans because then we just go knight f8 or rook f8. I do that all the time. So this is a candidate move and this is a candidate move. I like this move because it defends f7. I like this move because it prevents the knight from hopping in. This move also prevents the knight from hopping in, but if this happens, then this happens, and then we have to trade down and move this, which doesn't matter as much because we have the knight here. Decisions. Queen here. Prevents the knight from hopping in here, but not from hopping in here. Maybe something like this. And then if knight here, queen here. Oh, actually, if knight here, then probably bishop here. Let's just make one of those moves. We had like 5 candidate moves there. I really didn't see which was better. I didn't get an appreciation for that. I am pinning the knight was also possible, but I don't know if I want to give him h3 for free here. Let's see. Let's catch up in chat. I might give the old entree back in about a month. Oh, a month? Come on, you can't leave us entree-less for a month, man. Please. Hopefully he doesn't escape earlier. Me too. Having a right sleep schedule is actually very important. Let's blame Samet for spoiling ours. Hey, man. No coercion happening on this stream. We're just hanging out. We're just having a good time. Can't catch night streams with the right schedule. Definitely blame Samet. Sorry, Matt. You have to sacrifice everything. Yeah, what did it cost? Everything. I wanted to stop playing before he seduced me with hand and brain. That's the Andre lure. If you want to bring Andre out of hibernation, that's what you do. Okay, in this situation, I think that we probably like one of these moves, which we kind of wanted to do anyway. I think that a nice candidate follow-up is one of these moves. like this, and then we can pull the knight in like this. Yeah, this is nice because we get an extra defender on this pawn, and then f7 is defended by another piece. So, you know, we don't get sack shenanigans. And, I mean, honestly, I'm really happy with this situation. I think maybe I'm too happy-go-lucky. I mean, I'm definitely on the back foot, but our position looks pretty solid, and we have explosive potential, basically. Like, how does this knight or this bishop get into the game? The question is not super, or the answer is not super easily, as far as I can tell. And I really like the fact that we just got a bunch of pieces looking in this direction. We have a really natural way to activate our knight here on d7. So the question is, am I missing 5D tactics? The answer is probably. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think that, especially for black, we feel okay in this position. I think that we've done a good job of cutting off a lot of tricky business over here. I think that there's even a world in which we, you know, long term, especially if he fortifies his kingside, we go rook g8 and start pushing to the moon. He knows your weak spots. Don't worry, I'll punish him hard. Oh, Dreamer getting a little kinky here. Is that a threat or a promise, Dreamer? Jeez. Dreamer's just pretty aggro in general. You know, it's fun to have someone stirring up shit. Yeah. Pseudo taking a lot of time here. Which means maybe we did something right. Or we did something wrong and he's just calculating the best way to punish this. It's always hard to tell. Yeah, it's like it's like Schrodinger's move, basically. I mean, I really hate that analogy. Like, as a quantum physicist, I think it's really dumb. But it is what it is. Yeah, I think loading up pieces on the E file, we're not super worried about the fact that, you know, we don't have a pawn here or whatever. Yeah, like, I'm happy with when we made this trade here. I think this is decent. I think this is decent. And I mean, we always, well, this queen is defending right now, but, you know, we always have potential for either f7 as soon as this queen moves. Because if this queen doesn't move, then great. You know, we're not being threatened. We can just push slowly. If this queen does move, then we've got f7 potential, but also we just have like 2D, or, you know, f2 potential, of course. Or we have g2 potential. Andre says, okay, I think I'm going to go now. I'll have to check that second game out sometime too. All right, man. Well, GG. Thanks for the games. Take it easy. Good luck with your exams. I mean, I just got through with that nightmare, so before old Andre breaks free. All right, get out of here. We got like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation. The old Andre breaks out, you know, at night and just goes crazy with f7. I like it. It's great lore. Okay, here I wonder if we want to push to prevent our opponent from pushing. What that does do is open up. I mean, what's he ever gonna put here? Is the issue. I think that we'd rather kick the knight. Realistically, I think we need to ask questions of this knight. I think that now is the time. I think that now is the time. Yeah. I think we're pretty happy with whatever happens here. I mean, if he pushes back, then there's a bit of an issue, but we still have, you know, there are 2 attackers and we have 2 defenders here. But if he pushes back and we play, you know, the fact that we played knight d7 means that our queen is no longer looking down to d5. So if he does something sneaky like push back, which is a pretty natural move here, then we have to remove one of our defenders of that pawn, but we can also just recapture with the bishop, in which case we get a free piece, we aggress onto this queen, and then we can just drop our bishop right back, so it's not an issue at all. I take it back. We're pretty happy with this. Okay, so where does this knight go? This knight has to go somewhere that blocks itself in. probably we're going to see knight f3 here. Probably we're going to see knight f3 here. Now, knight f3 does mean that we no longer want to play h5. Just because it means we'll no longer be covering covering g5. We have to get a little bit more mobile here. We have to... Yeah, I think that bringing this knight over here is going to be... It's a good first step. It's a good first step into making stuff happen. We played kind of really slowly. But instead of that, what I'm actually going to say is that we've played a disciplined, principled game of chess here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to insult you. It's just the style of speaking, but still you won't escape your fate. I'm already loading a cannon. All right. I'm down, man. Bye, Andre. Hope you'll be all right in a month. Yeah. Hope we see more of you other than less of you. I mean, of course, the priority is that you have all of your shit together, but you know. I mean, makes me sad to imagine an Andre-less world, even if for a month, you know. But I'm sure you'll do great. I mean, Andre's a great guy. What do we do here? Really, what does our opponent do here? He spent like 5 minutes on this move. Wow. Okay, he was calculating some spicy shit. Wow. What happens here? Is this real life? Seriously? That's crazy. Come on. Well, I mean, we're just gonna do this. I mean, if he found something here, power to him. Immense respect. I mean, it's true that this pawn's not defended, but everything else is. So I don't really know what the idea is here. I guess he's trying to crack this open. I guess the play here is maybe something crazy like queen out, but I mean, that's just so problematic because it undefends f2, and it doesn't really threaten anything super duper serious. I mean, what do? We probably want to kill some time in that situation. Maybe he's just had no other choice, I guess, because dropping the knight back really is an issue here, right? I mean, I think knight f3 like isn't the craziest thing in the world, but apparently he didn't like it. So I don't know if this was sort of more forced by us or if there really are legitimate ideas here. I mean, bishop out here. Wow. Okay. Now we've got a pretty nutty sack. Moving away from that terminology. Takes here is a really compelling play. Kicking the queen here is also a compelling play. Pushing this pawn is also a compelling play. So let's evaluate pros and cons. What's happening here? It's possible that this is just a Jurassic rook. It's possible. We kind of don't want to let him Jurassic rook here. I mean, it's got to be said, this looks like a real nightmare for our opponent. I think that probably the move is to take here, and then if anything other than takes back. Nah, dude, the move is to take here, right? Like, obviously. Right? Because then when you threaten it, yeah, it takes back. I mean, and then you have like a host of things that you threaten. And then knight here is nice because it prevents any of this business from happening. And then we got to figure out a way to... It just looks too fun to not do, to be honest. I don't know if it's the best move. I don't know if I do this in a ranked game. But it just looks too fun to not do. Okay, so now we do a little bit of this. Covering here with our queen, opening up the queen's eyes, and preventing this queen from hopping into here. So now we've restricted all of these squares for the enemy queen. If he pushes here, it's pretty ballsy, man. It's pretty ballsy. We might even do something nuts, like allow that. Just do queen out like this. So that if takes, we threaten mate. I don't know. There's a lot we can do. We could also do something like queen out here. I mean, now, okay, so let's calm down a little bit. Now we have a board where c6 is undefended, which could pose a bit of an issue. I mean, after the time travel, we don't have to block with the queen. We've got knight d7. So maybe it's not so much of an issue. We have to be careful, but we also want to make moves. I like what we've done here. I like that we've opened eyes to this queen so that we have like trade. I think that pushing this pawn is good because it consumes these squares from our opponent. Obviously it's defended by the rook. I like queen out here or out here. Both of them, you know, threaten like this capture and then subsequent mate. And I like capturing this pawn because it lets this knight get into the mix. And we like that. We like that play. Honestly, castling here might even be good. I think we want to get our queen more active on this side of the board before we castle, but I think that rotating, you know, our defense has sort of been mostly, like the attack and the defense has been queenside primarily this game. I think we have a lot of interesting options. I think that he probably wants to castle like real bad on that queen side. But how's he ever going to activate that bishop, man? How's he ever going to get that bishop out of there? Whoa. Okay, we've got what is probably a desperation time travel, if we're being honest. Now we want to threaten something. We probably want to play this knight move. Now, this is a little tricky. This is a little tricky, and the reason is that if we move this knight, then this bishop capture becomes a thing. And so, what we kind of want to defend. Here. I'm thinking of this as a solid play because it defends. It attacks this knight. It defends this pawn, and it defends this knight. And c8 is covered by this bishop. If if takes the rook, we just recapture. I think this is fine. Maybe an f7 sack happens here. I don't know. Interesting position. Because if an f7 sack happens, then we do have to be a little bit careful. Actually, if an f7 sack happens, then it's possible that our opponent has a win here. And the reason is that if f7, well, if bishop takes, then suddenly this is no longer covered. I don't know if it's in time, you know, to like mate us. But if f7 takes happens, well, no, okay. The knight is always blocking h5, so I'm actually not concerned about that at all. I think that here, and then you capture with the king, and then who the fuck cares? I think that you're good. Yeah, I'm okay with this trade happening. Yeah, I mean we do have to be a little scared. Ramos D Legend is now following. Welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, we have to see what his plans are here. I don't think he meant to leave us for a month. Rather, he will visit these streams less because of the sleep time schedule. I gotcha. No, I can't imagine that Andre would be able to hold himself back. You know, cold turkey, no 5D for a month. I think that's pretty crazy. The sleep schedule is very important. No, I'm glad that he's focusing on that. Yeah. All right. 100 followers, Pog. Our 100th follower. Wow, how's it feel, Ramos, to be part of history? I didn't even notice, though. Triple digit followers. That's so fun. Well, Yeah, we'll have to figure something out. We'll have to do something about that. I don't know what, but yeah, but I'll think about it. Wow, we made it. 100 followers. It's a pleasure. Oh, cheers, man. Weird. Okay. Movement has happened. Here, we just take with the knight. Obama's last name is now following. Thanks, Barack. Cheers. I mean, I knew that you were always a fan, but, you know, it's really nice to just, you know, see you show up. Come out here. Well, that didn't take long to get to 101 there, did it? We just take here, man. Am I crazy? Oh, this knight's no longer protected. Okay. Fair play. We just capture with the knight then, yeah. Is there any issue here? If we capture with the knight, or maybe bishop here is the better play. All right. Let's not lose here at the last hurdle, right? Let's be a little sensible. I think there's an argument to be made for the knight move here. Possibly. We have a lot of options. We don't want to waste an incredible amount of time. We do have pieces down here that we have to not forget about. What is this queen threatening? Oh yeah, we definitely don't want knight here because then queen here. Well, we've got this rook though. Maybe knight here is the play because then we can move this knight out of the way. We're like double threatening, and then if takes here, who cares? We just like capture back, whatever. We do have the two pieces trained onto here, so there's like a bit of an issue in that sense. So really we want to defend this knight more than once, I think. Capturing here really genuinely seems fine. I mean, the issue is if captures here, then check, then mate. Is that the idea? That's probably the idea. So that's the justification for this situation. Yeah. I mean, I think honestly that's probably the better play. Actually, what if we just castle here? Honestly, we also have double timeline priority. We have a lot of good options. I mean, castling here and then like knight takes here and we can't take back, so maybe that's a little annoying. Actually, no matter what we do, if we don't defend this knight again, then it gets captured. So we gotta be a little careful about that. Let's see here. If captures the knight happens next turn, then we recapture it with the pawn here. But then this is mate, unless we can defend from up here. So again, we have to exercise a little bit of caution here. Yeah, we have to exercise a little bit of caution. So this happens, and then maybe like this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, but then this happens, right? I forget why this was a bad idea, but we're just gonna do it. Yeah, like it removes a defender from here, but you know, we've got the two defenders that we need, so I'm not too worried about it. If this trade's gonna happen, then I mean, realistically, I think we're recapturing with the bishop here. Actually, maybe the queen's better. Just get those queens off the board, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know the best way to just go ahead and get mate, you know? I mean, probably moving this queen up is the play. Not only because it unburdens this pawn from blocking this diagonal and defends this pawn as well, but yeah, I mean, if we take h3 here, I mean, everything just crumbles for our opponent, right? How does he defend? Yeah, the king side is super weak on both boards. We just need to come up with a clean way of taking advantage of that, basically. I think castling here is also like a good play. Soon. I think castling soon is actually good. Castling here is just super unnecessary. It's a real big waste of time, I think. And we have to be a little bit careful with what this knight can do around here. Right now it doesn't look like much. I'm not super concerned about that. Not super concerned about that. I mean, I like our position. We just have to convert. We just have to be careful. There's a lot of venom, you know, coming out of these pieces. Still says 99 for me. F5, I guess. Unless someone just spitefully unfollowed. In which case, not cool. Chat, nah, I mean, chat's got chill. They wouldn't do that. Oh, man. This is a real brain buster for our opponent. Pseudo doesn't know which way is up. And there's a lot to consider, especially in his position. I think maybe he accepts that. I mean, if this attack doesn't, like, pan out, then he's in pretty bad shape. And it's not worth thinking about a lot after that anyway. So, I mean, these are the critical moves where he's really got to think. He's got to think hard. Yeah, no real shortcuts. No real shortcuts out of this situation. All right, guess I'm going to head off, says Dreamer. All right, Dreamer. Thanks for hanging around. I understand. You know, Russia time. I mean, we just gave Andre shit, but it is pretty late. Thanks for sticking around. Chat says bye, Red. Word. Bye, everyone. Peace, my dude. Looking forward to your game against Lexi, by the way. Super excited about that. Have a great time. All right. Now we think. Our opponent's made a tricksy move. I think that the answer might be, well, it's hard to say. I mean, he took a lot of time and he made a great move. So can't really fault him. Can't really fault him here for that. I think that probably taking this knight here is just fine. Because what is the punish? I mean, if our opponent wants to check us here, that's okay because it's covered by this queen. If our opponent wants to, I think we take here and don't give him time to consider. If he wants to, or sorry, take here. I think we're happy taking here because it gets our queen out of there anyway. We're not worried about back rank potential, of course. Yeah, this knight is now covered by this bishop. So I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, we're just gonna toss the ball right back in his court and see what he has to say for himself, you know? Like, come on. So bold. So many pieces thrown into the fray here. And I mean, I got real scared. But you need the follow through, you know? You need the follow through. Knight here doesn't do anything because this knight covers. I think we played a good game. I think we played a nice disciplined game of 5D chess here. I think that we did well. Yeah. I mean, it's not over yet. Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, it's 5D, so there are just tactics for days. I think it's pretty I think both of us realize that if this doesn't pan out, the game's over pretty soon. Just because you've got time travels onto, you know, F7, G7. I mean, up here, yeah, you've got just super easy like time travel mates. for days. And there's so many follow-up checks as well. Yeah, like bishop over, or even queen over, and then just sack right here. Yeah, that's rough. I don't really know what he does here. He's also running out of time. It'd be a shame if he flagged before we got to the end of this game, but yeah, we got a lot of ideas. Oh wow, that's actually what happened. That is genuinely not what I expected. Now, now we have options. Now we can set up one of these situations, threatening, you know, really nasty lines for our opponent, and probably the same with the queen upstairs. Yeah. We probably just slam a piece onto f5 here and ask him what his plan is. So if we slam a piece onto f5, then we go to f4, f3, f2 on this board, and we're not in check, so that's good. Now from here, we have takes, check, probably takes. We have to be a little bit careful. No, we don't. I think we're fine. Like we could take an extra turn, really don't need to. I think that we just do one of these and one of these down here, and we feel happy. We could even double castle if we wanted to. And I mean, yeah, there's no way, especially with where his pieces are now, I don't think that there's anything to worry about. If knight goes down here, then we have a play like this, and he can't really, you know, threaten anything like substantial that prevents us from doing that, as far as I can tell. Yeah, okay, so that actually happened. That actually happened. We also have a really interesting time travel opportunity. Oh, we have a really cool time travel opportunity. As soon as we, okay, yeah, so this happened. So we're just gonna take here. You don't even have to. Okay. If we take here, then what? What is the threat? I don't feel too bad taking here. Let's not overthink it. Our opponent has 20 seconds. Yeah, if he can come up with something, that's great. We're happy for him. Oh, if he delivers a check here, then we have to time travel. Is that the idea? No, it's not, because we can just capture this with our king. You know, we can capture this with the bishop probably, so that we never open up this this line in the first place. Now this time travel actually wins the game for us, so we feel pretty good about that. Yeah, let's just toss it right back into his court. Keep it simple. Okay, we got a little bit of this happening. Is this mate yet? One more turn before this is mate. So really we could do, I mean, we could do almost anything here. We probably honestly want to just capture. No, we probably just want to, okay, so now we have to defend this square right here on this board. So we'll probably do that like this is the most straightforward way. And then probably we'll just castle here. Because otherwise takes this is like immediate mate, and that's not something that we're interested in. Okay, so if he hasn't checked us on this board, then we win. So let's just collect our soft mate. We're in check. So it doesn't work. That's a board where we're in check. Oh yeah, that's right after he played the check. Okay, so we can, all we have to do is wait another turn. So now our opponent knows that, which is a little spooky. So I think that we'll just take here, like that, and then I think that we're good to just do this here on this board. I'm happy with that. So we get the win next turn. It doesn't quite work last turn. It didn't quite work last turn. Okay, now we collect our win. Okay. This is a soft mate for the ages. And we've got another timeline. He's got 3 seconds. I don't think he can get out of this in 3 seconds. He's got another timeline, so probably the immediate play is just to Jurassic Queen this queen. Unfortunately for our opponent, we have a check, and we won the game. All right, GG. GG. Let's get some arrows on the board here for the fans. There we go. There you have it. GG. Well played, Pseudo. That was a good game. Really came down to the wire. There were a lot of really sharp lines here, and I think we had to. We did a good job treading around this minefield here. It was scary. It always is. You know, whether or not you have it under control. I think that we did a good job. I think that this C-pawn opening. Oh no, this wasn't the C-pawn opening. Not immediately, at least. It was kind of a transposition. But yeah, I think that so this is a little bit questionable just because, I mean, okay, so after knight f3, knight f6, e3, c6 forces white to prevent the f7 sack that would happen, the turn 0 f2 sack technically. But the way that he's prevented this, just kicking this bishop instead of sacking with d5, like knight f6, d5, c6 is something that we wanted to play anyway. So all this does is lose white a tempo. Well, I mean, the bishop maybe gets to somewhere where he wants to get the bishop, but I mean, it just feels not super strong for me. So I think it results in a clumsy structure. I mean, the goal of this was I kind of asked Pseudo to do, you know, maybe like a little bit less conventional opening, which gave us some interesting non-regular board state. Ramos says, well played. Can you explain why it's checkmate? Obama's last name says, nice, wish I knew what was happening. Looked